there, guys! My name is Nix, and welcome to Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 2, the Watanagashi. Yes, as opposed to the start of Chapter 1, I'm running 7th mod on these ones for the actual, from the start, so I don't know what it's going to do, because there was an option when I first loaded this up, and it says, do you want to enable or disable the opening? And I'm like, these games have openings? I'm assuming that's a mod thing. So, I'm assuming that when I press start, we're gonna carry on with this. Anyway, if you're coming into this one, make sure you've watched Chapter 1. I feel like that, is a given at this point. It's like you're gonna be very lost if not. There's 8 necessary episodes, I think. I don't even know how long my own Let's Play was. In fact, 8 is massively wrong. I've just realised. I think it's like 15 important ones and then the Interregnum episode. I keep calling it that. That's not what it's called. It's the interlude. There's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, enough about that shit. Let's just go, because this is what you're here for. The cotton drifting chapter. The most possibilities. How was your taste of life in Hinamizawa? A curse or a conspiracy? I believe you fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last. It is no surprise attack, but a real, direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but extremely vicious. There was a difficulty to Onikakushi? All I did was press enter! By the by, what happens if I press exit? Does that just take me back to the menu, or does it close the game? It's just back to the start menu. Well, that was a waste of everyone's time, wasn't it? I also just wanted to have a look at what the fuck's going on here. Like, what the fuck is this room? With the statues and what looks like the torture devices. I don't even want to... Hate that. Hate that. I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept it. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert. Frederica Berncastle. This is a work of fiction. Shit didn't happen. 1983. The early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. I don't know what I was expecting, but here we are with fucking anime openings. Also, this is definitely the same singer that they used for the Steins Gate one. I don't know her name though. I have many questions. There are far more people in this one than I was expecting. I thought I was limited with the voices I had. I didn't realize there were more. Music slaps though. Probably gonna get copyright claimed, but hey-oh, we're here now. Also, question. Why were there 2 Meons? Because everyone else only got one sprite. There were 2 Mions. Oh, here we are. Watanagashi. Fucking hell. Why? They always go back with the bright lights, don't they? The chirping of birds served as my alarm clock. Huh? Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning of Sunday? Why was I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? Back to sleep. Back to sleep. Keichi, are you awake? You have a phone call! At that moment, the sound of my mother calling me from downstairs finally registered. Phone call? I sprang out of bed abruptly and stampeded noisily down the stairs. He's awake, I'll put him on right now, my mother informed the person on the other end of the line. Hello? It's me. Who might this be? Oh, we've got new music. Nice. Morning, Keichi-kun. You're such a sleepyhead. Such a sleepyhead. Oh, Reina. What's up calling so early in the morning? I don't think it's so early. It's the middle of the day, you know. It was 11 o'clock. I guess you could loosely consider that the middle of the day. So, what's up? Hold on a second. I'll put Mi-chan on now.
Good morning, Kei-chan.
Oh, hi, Kei-chan. If I were to say it in English, that'd be good morning. While we're at it, why don't you try saying it in Chinese, German, and Russian as well?
Ni hao, Kei-chan.
Ni hao, Kei-chan.
Guten Morgen, Kei-chan.
Guten Morgen, Kei-chan. Russian? That's a bit damn. How the hell should I know? Well, whatever. This is a stupid conversation has woken me up. That's good to hear. So, Kei-chan, you free right now? If you're good, then we've got everybody. Everybody? Did she mean all the club members? That's the wrong button. For some reason, I think my finger grazed the left arrow key. I guess because I've got ring finger on enter? That's a really weird way of doing it now that I think about it. But whatever. That's right. You might be thinking, every day always ends in heated competition, but at least I can spend my day off peacefully. You're too naive, Kei-chan.
Hey.
Yeah. The aim of our club is to find the best solution for every situation. In other words, we don't care if it's the weekend. Oh, looks like Kei-chan's come to understand our club. So, how about it? Can you come? I had absolutely nothing planned that day. If I were to refuse Club President Mion's invitation, what other fun ways to pass the time would I have? It's not like I planned on doing anything. And if I said no, you'd probably just declare me the loser by default and force a penalty game on me anyways. If you understand that much, then you can't refuse, right? If you're okay with it, meet at the usual place at 1 o'clock. We're going into town, so bring your bike, okay? Damn, she gives so many orders, doesn't she? Club activities in town? Sorry, just doing some checks just to make sure everything's still running as intended. Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this wasn't going to be intense. I'm holding a pretty big grudge from that narrow loss a couple days ago. I'll say right now, I'm not going to lose! A couple of days ago was Friday's club activities. That uncompromising poker match. It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in the lead or who would last until all the points were tallied. In the end, I won by 1 chip. Mion came in second. Damn it! To think if I hadn't squandered that 1 chip. Mion lamented, perhaps more so to the fact that she lost the match. Mion didn't lose. That's why Mion only whined when she let the champion's throne slip through her fingers. That's why she was more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So, did she mean for today to be a grudge match? Bring it on! Just like last time, I'll shut you down and make you play that penalty game. Make sure you play in a way that you won't regret it when you lose. Wouldn't have it any other way. It'll make it all the more better when I crush you. After that, we exchanged jeers for a bit before hanging up the phone. As I headed back upstairs, hastily to get the key to my bike, I bumped into my mother as she was carrying the futon down. Oh, Keichi, you seem like you're in a good mood. Heading out? Something like that. I'm going into town to play with everybody. Take care. Watch out for traffic. That stings. That really stings after what happened in chapter 1. Be back before dinner. Yeah, I'll be back by then. After unlocking the chain from my bike in the garage, I reveled a bit in the resistance that the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed it. All right, let's go. I set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air. Keiichi-kun! You're late! Sorry to keep you waiting. TV, I need you to not turn off at this moment in time. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Where are Sadako and Rika-chan? Rather than meeting up with him here, it's a lot quicker just to meet up in town. Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Satoko and Rika-chan's houses were on the other side past the school. Oh yeah, what's up with doing club activities in town? Can't be that everyone's gonna put on masks and rob banks all day, is it? I wouldn't mind doing that. Even then, I wouldn't lose to you. See, Mi-chan always tells me the routes and schedules of the armored bank cars. Why has she got this penciled down somewhere? I wonder why. What? I spun around with a serious look at my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seemed possible that Mion was capable of doing that. Seriously, Mion? Reina? What are you saying? Sorry, Mi-chan, sorry. The two of them joked around. That bright laughter was the best match for a beautiful day like this. Hey, you two. Satoko and Rika-chan are waiting for us, aren't they? Let's stop fooling around and get going. Around and around, fooling about like two fluttering butterflies. I honestly wished I could keep watching them like this. But the 5 of us together would absolutely be more fun. That's right! Well then, let's go! The goal is to plunder 1 billion! What's the exchange rate? Because I know that, Shien. Hold on. That comes out to £6.6 million. Give or take some more. Why stop there? Keep going, Keiichi. Once we split the loot, everybody scram! Yeah! The three of us on our bikes headed over the gently sloping hill towards town. Oh, damn! This is a nice change of scenery, isn't it? Accelerating hard, we crested the hill. The view expanded as Okinomiya Station came into sight. I occasionally come to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here, though, it was quite a hassle. That's why I didn't know much about the area around the station, or Okinomiya itself for that matter. The street we were headed down today was of course unfamiliar to me as well. Going through the railway crossing, we headed past the south end of the station. This is the first time I've been this way.
Around
here, there's lots of things like arcades and toy stores. Mi-chan knows a lot about it. So there's an arcade. I used to go to one pretty often. My gamer's blood roils within me. Always going to the arcade? Kei-chan, you're quite the delinquent. Next time we're here, I'll show you where it is. It's a good one. They've got quite a few machines. Do they have Street Fighter? I don't know what other arcade cabinets they probably had back in '83. Like Donkey Kong? I don't fucking know. It seemed like the town of Okinomiya was Mion's stomping grounds. If I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with quite a few bikes parked in front of it. Was this the arcade? Doesn't look like it, but hey-ho. No, it was a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like your everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be filing in and out of the store, they were doing almost too well for themselves. Could it be that this store's having some sort of event today? Exactly! Top prize is 50,000 yen! Damn, that's a lot of money. Give me a moment while I go back to my exchange rate. That's an interesting number for the exchange rate spit out. So I know it's about $500, give or take. In pounds, it's £331 and 87 pence. The pound is not doing well. 50,000? The heck is that? That's the GMP of the People's Republic of Keichi 5 times over. Oh, am I safe making People's Republic jokes here? This isn't Hearts of Iron. This isn't China. Okay, there we go. That's me getting banned in China. Two cute figures messing around in the front of the store notice us and wave their hands. Hello, everybody. We've been waiting for you. Good morning. Hey! Morning, Rika-chan. Sadako, we'll settle this before the cops get here. The goal is to plunder the 1 billion. Huh? Keichi-san, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, really? Did we keep you two waiting? We finished early today, so we've been waiting a while. I'm sorry about that. Kei-chan here was taking his sweet time. Well, if it was Keiichi's fault, it couldn't be helped. Saying that, Rika-chan stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy? Of course! Who else but Keiichi could fill this important role? Oh, I hate that laugh. Ugh. I don't like being cast as that. If you think that'll solve everything, you're sorely mistaken. I was feeling slightly irritated, so I began to smack Sakoto on the head. Did I miss something? Hold on. Log. No. Because I think I double pressed enter by mistake, and I wasn't sure if I had or not. That's a lot more smacking than I actually thought was happening. Hold on. There we go. She's got a head of wood. I hit you more than once, Satoko. I shouldn't be admitting that. Keichi-san hit me! Oh, stop fucking crying.
It's
such a shame that Keiichi's bullying you.
Satoko's
crying! She's crying! I'm taking her home! Your big sis for you will help you take care of the bad guy, okay?
Fucking ow. Reina ecstatically wiped the tears, which were probably fake, from Sakoto's face, while Rika-chan gently patted mine as I lay sprawled out on the ground. Yes, this is fine. Why can I only picture the meme of the dog sat in the burning building? This is fine. Yep. This is the way things are supposed to be solved.
Although I think we should find a new punchline before you start losing teeth.
Well then, upsy daisy. In any case, the greeting for today went well. Kei-chan, I think Reina hit you a little too hard, if that is things going well. Holy shit, is that Gero Froggy from Steins Gate? Okay, no. Inside the toy store, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. Apparently they all knew Mion, and finding out that she had arrived, they all greeted her with jeers and a few at a time.
Mi-chan is a regular at this toy shop.
Sorry, Mi-chan. How could I?
So she has a lot of friends.
A regular at a toy shop? What's up with that?
Hey, Keiichi-san, take a look back here.
Following Satoko's prompt, I took a look. There were chairs lined up at tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. I realized it immediately. It couldn't be. This is the venue for today's club activities?
Surprise, Kei-chan! I'm good friends with the owner here. He sometimes lets me hold game tournaments to expand his customer base.
Expand his customer base. I see. Meaning all the boys livening up the place were participants?
That's right. Normally it's just us five, but today we're gonna play with lots and lots of people.
Reina was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably stern.
Keiichi-san, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Oh? Well then, why don't you try saying it? Together, okay? 1, 2. These are all our enemies. Satoko's voice and mine blended together in harmony. We looked over at the participants. After all, the top prize was 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like a flame.
Hey, Kei-chan! Looks like today will be fun.
Well, no matter how many more rivals I have, the goal is still the same.
Rivals? Kei-chan. Do you think a whale keeps track of all the krill it eats?
These are rivals in Mion's eyes. They're victims. She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with the aggressive glint in her eye, reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today.
I'm not the only one who's serious. Take a look at Rika-chan.
Mion pointed. Looking at where her finger directed me.
なんだありゃ。
The heck is that? Rika-chan was using those kinds of traits to soften up the group with an almost excessive pleasantness.
僕も頑張るのですよ。
I'm also going to do my best.
ファイト、王
Go
な
for
のです。
it, yeah!
Did they just say fight on? I'm pretty sure that's what they said, but you know what, sure. Go for it, yeah! Completely emasculated, the group joined Rika-chan in a cheer. The insides of the store have been consumed by the world of Rika-chan. Damn it, she's already chomping at the bit.
今日は楽しくなりそうだね。
Oh shit, I thought the music in chapter 1 was hype. What the hell is this cool jam? It's like the Eurobeat keeps coming in and being better every single chapter. It's gonna be like Initial D by the time I get to fucking chapter 8.
It seems like today's going to be fun.
頑張るよ。
I'm going to do my best.
あうわ
What the fuck was that noise, Raina? Oh, this music is so good. I don't know if this is like the soundtrack that was in the original or the one that they've put in as part of the patch, the mod patch. In fact, I think I can check. Hold on. Okay, it doesn't say about the music. It just slaps. Also, the more I look at it, this is an Animal Crossing character, and these are the penguins from fucking Disgaea. You can't argue these facts. These are the penguins that you yeet and they explode. God, I should actually, like, try and let's play Disgaea again. It seemed that Reina was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping about and running around, she had entered entirely into cute mode. In Reina's case, the real fun starts when her tension gauge fills up. Is that a King of Fighters reference? Are they the ones with tension gauges? I don't actually know. It's a fighting game reference. I don't know which one it is, though. Okay, it's an actual thing, but my gamer fucking connecting things to games brain has realized it's from Guilty Gear. That's where tension gauge comes from. Could be in other fighting games, but hey-ho. Her happy-go-lucky attitude belied? How the fuck do I pronounce that word? It's belied, okay. Her happy-go-lucky attitude belied the fact that this was a state in which she was the most threatening. Mion was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was like business as usual with her. Of course, if anybody thought that Mion looked ordinary, they were not qualified to be in our club. The shadow beneath her feet was exuding killer instinct. The shadow beneath her feet was exuding killer instinct, rising up like a chill wind. Damn it, Mion. Throwing away her honor and humanity like this. She's serious.
ケイチさん知らないんですか
Keichi-san, didn't you know?
賞金の5万円
The 50,000 yen prize is from Mion-san's own pockets.
What? She was putting out that 50,000 yen all by herself? At that moment, a dark miasma that wrapped around Mion's surroundings began to appear.
Huh?
何ケイちゃん
What is it, Kei-chan?
私の顔に何かついてる
I wasn't expecting the horror to kick in now.
Is there something on my face?
It looks like you've got blood splatter on your eyes, Mion. That's the scary thought. Shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that. She was pulling out the demon lurking within her. Fine with me. Damn it, my knees were shaking like crazy. I said, please bring back the Eurobeat. Before I realized it, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were looks of expectation and curiosity. Those were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win.
最高の舞台じゃね
You couldn't ask for a better stage than this.
面白くなってきやがったぜ
This is getting interesting. Let's do our best, okay? Do our best. But I still don't know how you make half of these noises, Reina, but sure. Reina was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense held no power before the might of Reina in acute mode. Definitely didn't want to fight her if possible. Oh, for the love of fuck, she's already got the support of the gallery. Rika-chan, do your best! We're all cheering you on!
はい
Okay,
頑張りますですよ
I'll do my best. Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying out her machinations like this was something was definitely strange. Like Reina, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I couldn't help it.
もちろん一番戦いたくないのはミヤ
Of
さん
course, the one you don't want to fight the most is Mion-san.
何度か部活で奴と視線をくぐったが
I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of club activities, but
今日ほどヤバいと思う日はないぜ
I don't think there was a day that came close to being this dangerous.
ミヨンさん一昨日のポーカーで負けたの
Mion-san seems to have developed quite the grudge after losing that poker match a few days back, you know.
らしいな
It seems that way.
つまり今日は
In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Almost as though she was psychic, Mion turned towards us. Her eyes silently conveyed the message. You guys figured that out just now? It wasn't just Mion. Both Reina and Rika-chan were more pumped than they'd ever been. Yeah. One's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there'll be casualties.
私とケイチさんがなんとなく置いてきぼりです
It
わ
seems that somehow Keichi-san and I are the only ones left.
いかがでございましょう
What do you think?
なんでしたらスマートに
Should we not have our match during the opening
ござい
round?
ませんかしら
そうしよっか
Might as well.
俺もエンジンがかかる
I
まで
need to wrap up
話を
before I
し
can really kick it into gear. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning, and like a pillar of ice was jammed into it, began to freeze. I could almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with their intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask. Heh.
そんなに俺を初戦で消したいか
You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round.
さっきが隠せてないぜ
You can't hide that murderous intent.
あら残念です
Oh, that's too bad.
ケイチさんにしてはなかな
You're
か
being
緊張でしたよ
uncharacteristically cautious today, Keiichi-kun.
Without a doubt, it was a trap. I don't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be more certain than if I went against Mion. A pitch-black miasma permeated inside the store. Did they all want to win that 50,000 yen that much? No, that's not right. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was, or where it was, or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal is always to the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on this unprecedentedly intense club battle. It was then that the owner of the store told Mion in a lackadaisical voice that it was about time to begin.
Is everybody ready?
慶長慶長
Listen close now.
Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner and explained the rules of today's tournament. God, this music slaps so hard. I don't know if I'm even concentrating on what's being said. You're only playing to win. There is no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We were split up into 5 groups via a draw, and each group would have 1 winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final.
さて各卓の競技方法
Now,
なん
as
だ
for
け
how
ど
each group will compete,
これは各卓で好きに決めていいよ
each table can decide to play whatever they want.
このお店にあるゲー
As
ム
long as the game is here in the shop, anything goes.
Already in club mode DEFCON 1, I didn't let the small gap in the rules go
ミオ
unnoticed.
質問いいか
Mion, can I ask a question?
みんな自分の得意ゲームを主張して
Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree on which one?
はあそうだね
That's right.
決まらないと始められ
If
ない
we
ね
can't decide, we can't start.
The spectators also nodded along. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply cede to their opponent's suggestion.
紳士的に決めてほしいけど
I'd prefer if you were all good sports and managed to come to a decision on your own, but if it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store's owner decide for you?
It was an event at a toy store after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. At that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they lost at. A rather nice proposition for the store. I know it's a good proposition, but in my head, I had a fucking nosebleed when I remember the price of board games these days. Fucking hell. First, we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everyone lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush him. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye.
当然わかってると思うけど部活メンバーには
Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty to the game than the casual participants.
そんなことだろうと思った
I thought as much.
内容はなんだ
What's the gist of it?
勝者が敗者一人一人に1個
Winner gets to give the losers 1 order each.
Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion! Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamiza in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached to something? Yeah, we've been there once already, haven't we? The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easy. On top of that, this time it wasn't just the person who finished last who'd have to submit to the penalty
敗
game.
者一人一人に命令つまり
The
ビ
losers
リで
get
なくて
one
も
order each.
罰ゲームってことだ
In
な
other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game.
そういうこと
That'd be the case.
勝者がない場合は
What about if there's no winner?
部活メンバーが全員途中で
Like
脱
if all
落
the
したら
club members
だから
drop out midway through.
Keichi, you were right in the head.
何
What? The look in Mion's eye became that of a lion bearing its fangs.
我が部の再生営がどう間違ったらこんな
How exactly are all the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns?
ケイちゃん
Kei-chan,
初戦で消えて
don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round.
Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become.
見てろ
You just wait and see.
ただミオンにいじめられ
I won't sit here and be bullied by you, Mion. I'll show you!
会おうね
We shall meet
決勝で
in the finals!
The results of the draw were enough to make you cry conspiracy. All of the members of the club were nicely divided amongst the 5 tables. How did this happen when the draw was that random? The thought that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine though. I'll crush all your petty tricks. Now, where were my opponents? Everyone was headed to the table corresponding to the number on their ticket. Competition at my table was these two, huh? They look younger than me. I'm sorry for massacring the younglings. Huh? Aren't you two classmates of mine?
Oh, どうも。
Oh, hi.
富田です。
I'm Tomita.
彼は岡村です。
This is Okamura. Okamura-kun greeted me by nodding his head. So my opening round was to be against juniors from school. Just saying, but it seemed like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky. Time to destroy them without mercy.
じゃあみんな
Alright then, everybody!
それぞれに対戦ゲームを
Let's decide on your games and start!
With Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everyone was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my two classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began to fiercely insist on their own games as soon as the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at.
悪いな。どれも知らないゲームなんだ。
Sorry, they're all games I don't know.
もっと知名度の高
Can
い
you
や
pick
つ。
something a little more well-known? Of course, they didn't agree to the games I suggested either. I could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, the table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the store owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called Billionaire. Quite the vintage we have here. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. A damn shop owner who was using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell?
これなら俺も知ってるよ。
I know this
二
one.
人も知ってるよな。
You guys do too, right?
ルーレットを回して
Spin the wheel and head to the goal?
最後に生産して
Whereas the most money after we liquidate our assets is the winner. So this is the game of life? Not entirely sure. The two nodded in agreement and finally the game was underway. At this time, I already had a feeling of impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit.
1、2、3、4
Okay, question. 4 here is pronounced she. But the green bird app yells at me and tells me it's pronounced yom. Which is correct. Yeah, I've actually started trying to actually use Duolingo. It's going somewhere. I'll say that.
出産祝いをもらう。
Celebrate the birth of your child.
全員から5000ドルもら
Receive
う。
5,000 from
悪い
everybody.
ね。
Sorry. Okay, I build up a bit of a lead.
1,2,3,4,5,6,7,8と。
Okay, so apparently both are good, because he said yom.
ボーナス。
Bonus.
銀行から10万ドル
Receive
もらう。
100,000 from the bank. What? The tables were turned in an instant.
1,2,3
Each needs
出
sand.
世コースに進む。
Proceed to the corporate ladder course. Whoa, that's a good route. It seemed like only my piece was landing on the steady spaces. I had doubts as to why Mion didn't bring out board games for club activities, but the reason was laid bare to me before my eyes. That's right. I'd only realized it now. This game was completely based on luck! What could I possibly do to make sure it ended up at first place at the end? The ultimate outcome of this game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How are the other club members doing? My eyes naturally wandered off to the other tables. Mion's table was... what? They weren't doing anything? Were they still not decided on a game? No, I think Mion's already crushed them. This naive idea, it existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility. Mion was lounging around, leisurely holding some juice she bought from the vending machine outside in one hand. When our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. It couldn't be. She's already finished? What game was it? That easily? It's probably too late to be concerned with at that point. Only 5 minutes since we started and our two opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For that, they'd find no answer. Was there any reason for their defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then what about Reina's table? The spectators were causing quite a commotion. Looked like their game was Karata. The shop owner was apparently the one reading out the cards. Reina tended to dawdle along and space out a lot. Would she have a hard time with this game?
じゃあ読みますよ。
Then I'll read it out.
犬も歩けばくたびれる。
I'm sorry, what the fuck was that? I didn't even get a chance to read what the manager was saying. At the same instant, the shop owner began sounding out the words. The card in question disappeared off the face of the table. No, off the face of the earth. Impossible! Where did it go? It was against Reina's cheek. She was rubbing it there. So cute! I'm taking you home! Looking at the card Reina was rubbing against her cheek, it was some anime-themed version of Karata, with rather cute moe illustrations decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest, panting and half in tears as she was being pulled along on a chain. I too like VTubers. Oh god. Why? Why was that the first image that came to my head? When it was like, pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest, and something in my brain went, Yubi. Oh god. With those types of pictures, even I could play with godlike speed. Of all people to play that game, it had to be Reina. It was entirely possible that her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier.
決まったね。
It's over.
Mion smiled coolly. Seeing no further reason to keep watching, she turned back. So cute! So cute! Even if Reina wins, I'll still buy these cards. I'm taking them home! You know, I'm real glad that this room is pretty much soundproofed. Because it's half past midnight and I'm going to get some very confused questions if it wasn't. After that, the second the card started being read out, BAM! Such decisive sounds echoed. The table was cleaved in half. Well then, how about Satoko? Oh, she was playing a rather orthodox game. Concentration. Judging from the distressed look on Satoko's face, it seems that she was struggling somehow. One of the main characteristics of concentration is that the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easier to match several pairs in a row. Wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away as the winner. The cards still in play had decreased. If you memorize the cards that have been turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. Satoko probably knew the positions of all the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up, the match would be decided. Hojo. Sorry, but I'm already aiming for the prize money. Don't hate me for this. This guy... Did he have the locations of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. The tension on his face relaxed. It's over. I whispered that in a bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. I spun the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No way! The Ace of Hearts should have been here! There was a commotion at Satoko's table as the shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there wasn't really anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confounded, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there. There's no way, I must be seeing things. Must have been because I was excited. So assured in his victory, the distress over his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. If his opponent wasn't Satoko, the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Satoko, you can't let your guard down for a moment until the battle is over. Keichi-san, you still haven't finished your match? You have no sense for these things. With a refined tone of voice reserved for only winners, Satoko called out to me. For the casual observer, it must look like she had only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The roles of winner and loser had already been decided. It was nothing more than child's play. The laughable part about it was that her opponent didn't know his role had already been assigned. Nice work there. Setting up a farce of a trap with the Ace of Hearts. My opponent only walked into one of my traps. Even then, one was more than enough. Satoko was a trapper. Her true talent was never having one misfire. Setting off only one trap was more than enough? Ain't that cool. The fact that the other club members were winning one after another with their own brand of play only added to my impatience and my own lack of progress. Alright, how was Rika-chan doing? How was our club's sly little fox doing? What the heck is that? Over in the corner, the mood at that table was Over in that corner, the mood at that table was decidedly different from the others. The game at Rika-chan's table was... You know that battery-powered fishing game? The one where the fish open and close their mouths as they rotated on the platform and used a magnetic fishing rod to pick them up? That old thing. It seemed like they planned on competing by seeing who could catch the most fish, but... It had become an atmosphere you could hardly call competitive. Man, you're so good. Rika-chan, you're good at this. Oh my, she caught another one. These do not sound like men. I'm just putting that out there. These sound like 12-year-olds. Rika-chan's really good at this. I knew that Rika-chan had already charmed her opponents, along with the onlookers, before the match had even begun, but... brilliantly played. That corner had become an informal meeting of the Rika Furude fan club. It's Rika-chan's total victory! Total victory! Rika-chan's good at fishing, isn't she?
What
Rika-chan is trolling around for probably isn't fish. Hearing that, she glanced over my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious. That's what I heard.
理科にしかできない理科
This
だ
is
か
a
ら許さ
masterful
れる
technique that
大
only
技です
Rika is
わね
allowed. And only Rika can do.
Yeah. A masterful technique.
前原さんの番ですよ。
My bar, it's your turn.
ああすまんすまん
Oh, my bad.
俺の番か
Yes, it is.
12
One, two.
脱税の追徴
Fined for tax evasion.
5万ドル支払う
Pay $50,000. In contrast, my game. Ugh, what an unseemly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing.
あれケイチ君ひょっとして苦戦かな
Could it be that you're
苦戦
struggling? You're struggling?
かな岡村
Okamura!
あなた今いくら
Right now, how much money do you have?
Okamura, who had run lots of money out of the elite course, began to count through a stack of white $100,000 bills.
えっと、
98
About
万ちょい
980,
くら
I
いかな
guess.
富田はどれくらいお金持
How
ちで
much
す
money
か
do you have, Tomita?
うん、僕は
I have
88万ドル。
880,000.
まだまだ逆転できる位置だね。
I'm still close enough to turn this around. Those two. They look like they would easily surpass $1 million.
で、ケイ
Well,
ちゃんはいくら持ってんの
Kei-chan, how much do you have?
Mion's tone of voice was grim from the get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as club president.
仕方ねえだろ
It can't be helped!
このゲーム
There's no strategy involved other than spinning the wheel in this game.
イカ様があるとしたらな
How am I supposed to
二人に目
cheat?
をつぶって
Tell those two to close their eyes and count to 100 while I rig the wheel?
でもするのか
You know there's no way I could do that!
できるわけねえだろ
Rika-chan gently pet my head. Still, she wasn't too happy.
ブー様ですわね
How pathetic.
一度は好敵手と思
At
った
one
のに
point, I thought you'd be a worthy adversary.
幻滅でしたよ
I've been utterly delusioned.
投げちゃダメだよケイチ
Don't give up, Keiichi-kun.
何か逆転が
There
あ
has
る
to be
はず
some
だよ
way to make a comeback.
頑張ろう
Do your best.
最後まで頑張ろ
Right till the end.
Like I said, how am I supposed to make a comeback with this game of relying entirely on luck? Right? Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent. Like she was watching something completely unexciting. She then turned her back without saying a word.
おいミオ
Hey, Mio! It was a pathetic voice that irked even myself.
失望したよ
I'm disappointed.
みんな本気なのに
Everybody was serious about this, but Kei-chan was the only one who wasn't.
本気ってなんだ
What do you mean by serious?
気合でルーレットの目
You telling me to control the spinner through sheer force of will?
そんなのできる
How can I do that?
本気のケイちゃんならそのゲームでも開始10
If you
秒
were
で距離を
serious
つ
about
けて
this, you
た
would have settled this game 10 seconds from when you started.
みーちゃん
Mii-chan,
そんなに
you
怒る
don't have
こ
to get
と
so
ないよ
angry.
待ってよ
Wait!
Mion, in a bad mood, cast me aside and disappeared into the depths of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation, but the spectators disappeared from around my table. Damn it, are you all saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying if I were serious, I would have settled this game of a chance in 10 seconds? If I was serious... Everybody was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Ugh.
ゲーム進めます
Should we continue this game? The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence.
前原君は投了でいいかな
My Barakun. Should I take that to mean you're giving up? The owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. At that moment, the demon inside me let loose a howl and awakened. I get it now, Mion. What it means for me to be serious. I'll show you! Okay, hold on. Let me recreate sound effects. I somehow made the text advance by slamming my desk. I don't know how I did that. I did. I clamped my hands on their shoulders, speaking in a low voice after pulling them closer.
Tomita-kun,
Tomita-kun,
Okamura-kun,
Okamura-kun,
取引しよ
let's make a deal.
う。俺を勝たせろ。
Let me win. The two of them, not immediately understanding what I had just said or the meaning behind it, were momentarily confused.
前原さん、暴力
Hey,
は
my
なし
bar-san, no violence!
ちゃんとゲーム
Let's settle this game properly.
話は最後まで聞け。
Just listen to what I have to say.
お前らの望みは何だ？
What is it you guys want?
優勝して5万円か？
50,000 yen prize?
そりゃそうですよ。
Well, of course.
5万なんて大
Winning
金。
that kind of money is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
仮に優勝したとして、
Even supposing you
お
win.
前らその5万で何を
What
す
are you
る？
gonna do with the money?
どんな楽しみ方をす
How
る？
are you going to enjoy it? The two of them considered it briefly.
新しいゲーム買うとか、
Buy a new game or something?
お菓子とか、
Snacks?
ジュースとか。
Maybe juice? I don't goddamn know. I'm like 12. What do you want from me?
小せえ小せえ。
Oh, that's petty. So petty.
バカかお前ら。
You guys stupid.
じゃあ
Then how will you enjoy it if you win, my bar-san?
俺か？
Me.
そこが本題だ。
That's the point.
今から言うことを黙って。
Shut up and listen to what I have to say. We club members have a penalty game separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to order the other club members around.
まず富田君。君は
First of all,
里子萌えだよ
Tomita-kun. You like Satoko, right?
否定すんな。
Don't deny it!
そして岡村君。
Next, Okamura-kun.
君は理科萌えだ。
You like Rika, right?
赤くなるな。
This is too convenient. It's time for blackmail. You like Rika, right? Don't turn red! I drew the two of them, red-faced and conscious of whether anyone else heard what I just said, even closer.
美少女。
Don't make me say the L word, please! Even though I've said it before. Oh, fuck it, who gives a shit? Lollies!
萌え。
Moe!
男の推薦男のロマン。
What men covet? 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 I don't even... How do you pronounce that word? Covet. What men covet? Okay, I don't even know. I'll start this sentence again now that I know how to pronounce that word. Lollies! Moe! What men covet? What men dream about?
例えるなら永遠に
It's like an
たどり着けない
unreachable and illegal Garden of Eden. I'm just gonna throw that one in there for the record.
だけど目指すんだろ。
Even then, you'd still aim for it, wouldn't you?
それは俺たちのハートに熱い魂が。
That's because our passionate souls scream for Moe! I feel like I swapped from Keichi to Daru somewhere along this line and I don't like it. That sensitive age where you couldn't say you liked a girl you liked. Understanding that gave me all the more power.
俺が優勝したら富田君。
Tomita-kun, if I win,
里子を一日首輪つ
I'll
け
make Satoko wear a sister and... Wear a sister? No. That's a weird sentence. Tomita-kun, if I win, I'll make Satoko wear a collar and be your little sister for a day. A fountain of red spewed from both of Tomita-kun's nostrils.
そして岡村君。
I think he died because he's no longer standing. Also, Okamura-kun,
君には猫耳リカちゃんに手
I'll
綱を
put
つけて
Cadius
お
on
茶をさせてあげよ
Rika-chan
う
and let you take her for a walk on a leash. It's not what you do with cats, I should know. Blood erupted from the vein on Okamura-kun's forehead.
そんなこと。そんな。
You two, calm the fuck down. It's treading dangerous water here. Don't be shy! Just pretend I forced you to go along with me. You two are simply sacrifices to my Bara Senpai's whims. You can't pretend to be against it. I understand. I know everything that your hearts desire. Then, I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life was very bleak. I know with my very body how foolish it is to waste such an important time in your lives. So to you, my juniors, I don't want you to live your lives like that. Be honest with yourselves. Chase your dreams. Fulfill them. I'll fulfill them for you. And then I exploded. Okay. It was this moment that the values of men bridge generations. This is all assuming I win the second game. Did I ever have a mentor who spoke to my mind for me so strongly? Never. There was no way there was. That's because in a man's lifetime, he'd only have 3 fateful encounters. That first valuable time was being experienced right this moment with these two. It's fine then. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. It was such an assertive declaration of the game's ending that everyone in the store turned and looked. It had been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit and all the spectators were certain of my loss. Keichi-san! What happened? Who won? It was my complete victory. What did you say? Exactly how did you overcome that situation? There's no need to explain what happened. It was a gentleman's agreement. Right, guys? Calm the fuck down. You're gonna make it seem too obvious. The two of them, stifling tears of gratitude, answered strongly from the bottom of their hearts. Exactly what kind of miracle occurred here during those 3 minutes the spectators all looked away from my utter disadvantage? You did it! You did it, Keichi-kun! Yay! The spectators were puzzled at how I was able to so quickly overcome that hopeless situation. That guy, is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle! What devilry is this? He's in cahoots with that Mion, you know. There's no doubt he had some strange trick up his sleeve. I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited, out of the corner of my eye. Now, fully awakened and in battle mode, I let out a derisive laugh. So this is what it means to me to be serious. Mion.
You took your sweet time.
Baring our fangs at each other, we laughed together in a most unsightly fashion.
With
this, all the club members have cleared the first round then. Which means this time it's time for a match against everybody. A match! I've already decided what I'm going to buy with the prize money. That's only natural. Right?
Satoko and Reina smiled, sneered at each other? These guys. Do they really think they can win against Keiichi Maibara when he gets serious? Mion. That was a mistake. You shouldn't have offered me advice just now.
What a mewling newborn you are.
私に勝つなんて
You're a
100万
million
個も
light
早い
years too early to think you can win against me.
ミオン
Mion.
光年は距離の単位だ
Light years are a measure of distance. Oh, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed.
どうするのみーちゃん。
What are we doing, Mii-chan?
5人でどう戦うの
How are the
か
five of us going to face off?
な
How?
さーて
Well now,
これだけ豪華な面々が
we have such a splendid lineup.
今日という日を
It
急
would be
ぐ
a
のは惜
waste
しい
to rush things.
みーの言ってる意味が難しいです
Me saying something complicated again.
まさかてめえ
It couldn't be. Why, you. Mion's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape as she turned her back to the table.
今日の勝負を部長園崎美音が
As for today's contest, our club president Mion Sonosaki will reserve judgment for now.
勝負方法と日時は未
The
定
method and time are yet undecided.
ギャラリーは多い方がいい
The
ね
more spectators, the better.
ひなみ沢も沖宮も全
It
て
should
の
be
人
in
間
front
の
of
目の前
everybody
で
from Hinamizu and Okinomiya.
これ以上ないくらい
By
決
then,
定的な決着
we'll
を
know
つ
the
けてあげ
best
る
way to finally settle things. A death game!
I'm sorry, what?
逃げる気ですの
Is she running away from this?
いくらみおさんでも
This is too unfair, even for you, Mion-san.
よく
Ah, you newborn.
生かされたことに
Do you
まだ
still not realize what's happened?
A combative aura billowing around Mion's body formed a barrier, stopping Satako's advance.
また会いましょう
We'll meet again.
せいぜい首でも洗って
Prepare
おくことね
yourself for your inevitable defeat.
With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. After a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers. When will they resume the contest? Mion's serious. The other members did great too. That new guy, Maibara, he's got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant. Okay, my two acolytes, calm the fuck down. I know I have to win. Everything is riding on this.
おう
Yeah!
ミオンなんざ逆
I'll
さにして
dunk someone like Mion headfirst into the river Styx for you. The part of the crowd that had apparently overheard the covenant between Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun, and myself erupted into a cheer again. Mion's going to win anyways. She's the undefeated empress. I'm betting on Mion. No, it's going to be Reina with that ungodly speed. Satoko, the trap artist. That sounds... You know what? I'm gonna leave that as that sounds questionable and leave it at that. That is the most accurate description I've ever heard, though. Rika the Siren. Maybe a long shot, but it'll be my Bara. However, right now I have no ear for those cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that. I wasn't going to forgive Mion. Outside of the store, Mion was getting on her bike as the shop owner was seeing her off.
逃げるなミオン
Don't run away, Mion!
部長なら逃げるな
If you're the club president, don't run!
俺と戦え
Fight me!
ごめんケイちゃん
Oh,
私これから
sorry, Kei-chan. Right now I gotta get in my part-time job.
Huh? Like you were seeing a sketch comedy show. My legs slipped in the opposite directions until I was doing the splits.
うん。
Yeah.
ケイチくんがゲームし
While
て
you
る
were
間
playing
に
your game,
みー
Mii-chan
ちゃんに
received
電
a
話があ
phone
った
call.
の。残念だね。
It's too bad.
せっかく暑くなってきたのに
It was just getting good, too. Not our lucky day.
おじさんの店でさ
They're getting crushed
特売
over
にお
the
客が
sale.
殺到してるらし
Over
く
the
てさ
sale over at my uncle's
Leisure
store.
が足りないから
They don't have enough
助けて
people to
電話があ
work
った
the
んだよ。
register, so he called me for help.
おじさんってなんだ
When you say your uncle, does he manage a supermarket or something?
ささやかなお店だけどね
It's just a small
で
store.
もさ
But
特売やれば主婦が殺到するの
whenever you put stuff on
常識で読めない
special,
の
all the
かね
housewives swarm on you like locusts. Don't they have any common sense?
店員足りないのに卵
Even though they just don't have the staff, they're selling cartons of eggs for like 10 yen, limited one per customer.
I know it said cartons, but something in my brain went, 1 egg? 10 yen? Bargain. I was a little surprised. You would never think that this was the club president exuding such a dark aura inside the store just a short time ago. It was the usual Mion right now, almost exasperatingly so. My shoulders slumped. That's right. Club mode was over now. But it was really heated today. It really was fun. Damn Mion, she really knows how to fire people up.
私こそ
Yeah, me too.
頭がジンジン
I got so fired up,
しびれ
my
る
head
けど燃え上がったよ
started to tingle.
特にケイちゃん
Especially Kei-chan.
怖かっ
That was scary.
たあの場で本当に
I thought it was going to eat me alive there.
お仕事だから仕方ない
It's
けど
work, so I guess
本
there's
当に
nothing
残
you
念
can
だ
do.
ね
But it really is too bad.
この続き本当にやりたい
I
です
really
よ
want to
ね
continue this some other time.
いつがいいでございますか
Any time is good.
綿流しのお祭りでやるのな
How
んて
about
い
we
い
do it
で
at
す
the
よ
Watanashi Festival?
綿流し祭五凶爆
A
闘
cotton drifting 5 demon firefight.
そうだね
That's right.
考えておくかな
I'll think about it.
Right now, what were Rika-chan and Mion talking about? Watanagashi Festival? Cotton drifting 5 demon... What?
私週刊
I
漫画
love it
みたい
when
な
things
言い
turn
方
out
が
all over
大
the
好き
top
なん
and
だ
manga-like.
こんな痛快な部活が
It'd be nice if we could have another thrilling club activity like this soon.
It's bad. I've been doing Duolingo in my spare time, and it's just like I'm trying to read the signs, and I'm like, I just don't know. Or like I could like translate the text. I could possibly do the text to words. Couldn't tell you what the words mean though. She laughed with a smile that made you feel refreshed just looking at it. At that moment, the shop owner came carrying out a paper bag. I wonder what it was. Is he giving it to us?
今日はみんな本当にありがと
Thank you everybody for today.
う。おかげでイベントは大盛り上がり
Thanks
だ
to
った
you, the
よ。
event went really well.
大したものじゃないけど。
It's not much, but here's a little something for you
今日のお駄
guys.
賃に
あ、吉郎おじさん
Hey, Uncle Yoshiru.
私にはないの
Is there a little something for me too?
あらあらあら
My.
I've never heard more than 2 arrows in a sentence. So hearing 3 is overkill. It's a shame it came from Satoko.
かわいいのが出てきましたわよ
Quite an adorable one, is it not?
When Satoko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
わあこれかわいい
It's so cute.
お持ち帰りしていい
Can I take them home?
本当に
I really can.
ってことは俺のもかな。
Which means there's something for me too?
お、
Oh,
なんだか
I got a
やたら
pretty
可愛いの
adorable
が
one.
出てきたぞ。
it was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress. One you'd use to play house. Reina's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko was the same, and Rika-chan too?
ケイちゃんには一番似合わないのが
Kei-chan got the one that fits him the least.
なんつうのか、プリティっていうか、キュー
How
トっていう
how
か。
do I say this? I could say it's pretty or cute.
可愛いのは認めるんだが。
Well, I guess
世
it's
界
cute
人形は
and
ちょ
pretty.
っとな。
I can admit it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is.
ケイちゃんが持ってたら確実
If
に
you walk
明日から
around with it, you'll be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow. Definitely.
Mia didn't have to go that far. This wasn't something a guy like me should be carrying around. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. However, after briefly considering, I gave it to Reina instead.
身のためだよ。
Just protecting myself. I know how this worked out in the other timeline. I need to do this for my own benefit. Also, how do I do the thing where I hide the picture? Is it that one? Yeah, hide the text box. This is adorable and I think I found my thumbnail.
レナにあげないと夜道が怖い。
If I didn't give it to Raina, then walking the streets at night would be scary.
違いない違いない。
No doubt, no doubt.
ミオンにあげようかと思ったけど。
I thought about giving it to Mion, but it just didn't feel right.
へへへへ。分かってるじゃない。
You know it.
私さ。
I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy.
って思う時あるよ。
女でよかったな。
It's better that you're a
男
girl.
だったらもうとっくに殺
If
して
you're a
る。
boy, I would have killed you already. That laugh be hitting different after chapter 1, but okay.
今のうちに殺しといた方がいいよ。
You should kill me while you still can.
じゃないとケイちゃん。
If you don't, Kei-chan, you might not live to regret it.
Mion laughed after saying such an ominous line. Everybody laughed heartily along with her.
来世では神様に男にして
Ask
もらう
God
よ
to
うに
make you a
頼むよ。
boy in the next life.
俺も男にしてもらうから。
I'll also have him make me a boy.
そしたらケイちゃんと組んで軽く全国
And
制覇
together, the two of us will start taking over the country as a warm-up.
Mion-chan, if you don't get going soon, the shop owner told her meekly. The lot of us looked like we were having a lot of fun, so it must have been hard to put a wet blanket on things.
じゃあね。
Later then.
今日は最高に楽しか
Today
った。
was real fun.
またねみんな。
I'll see you later, guys.
明日学校で。
Tomorrow at school.
バイト遅刻すんなよ。
Don't be late for work! Everyone waved their hands and watched as Mion left. But before I knew it, the sun was already setting, and the breeze carried a hint of chill.
もうちょっと街で遊んでいく？
Should we play for a bit more in town?
それとも帰るか
Or
な？
should we go home?
暗くなると道が怖いです
The
よ。
road gets scary when it's dark.
では引き上げ時ですわね
Then。I guess it's time to leave.
今日は本当にいっぱ
We
い
certainly did cause a ruckus today.
What century are you from?
そうだな。よっしゃ、
We sure did. Okay,
帰ろうぜ。
let's go home. Oh, damn. There was like the ominous piano chord at first, and then I was like, you know what? No, actually, this is chill music. I can get behind this. The wind blew gently, as if to cool down those of us flushed with enthusiasm. The road back to Hinamizawa was long, but I didn't really mind.
そうそう。
Oh, that's right.
レナさん圧勝でございましたわね。
Raina-chan, you achieved an overwhelming victory, didn't you?
レナがああなっちゃ悪いけど誰にも勝ち
When
は
ran
ないな。
against like that, I'm sorry to say, but there's no winning against her.
だってすごい可愛い
It was
体だ
because
った
the
んだ
cards
も
were
ん。
so cute.
ほら
See?
買っちゃったんだ
I
よ。
bought them.
リカも相変わらずですわ。
Rika was the same as usual.
リカにかかれば
When it comes to
男ども
boys, it's like
赤
taking
子の
candy
手
from
を
a
ひねる
baby.
ようなものですわね。楽勝だったのです。
It was an easy win.
どこまで計算づくでどこまでが
How much of it was calculated and how much was natural?
リカちゃんの行く末が
I
実
get
に
scared
怖
when
い
I
な。
think about how Rika-chan will turn out in the future.
さとこちゃんだってすごかったね。
Satoko-chan was amazing too.
最後は大盛り上がりだっ
The
た
way
よ。
it ended really was exciting.
褒められるようなゲームではありませんで
It
した
wasn't
よ
the。sort of game where I should have been complimented.
ケイチも最後はとうとう牙を抜
Keichi,
きま
you
したで
also
す。
showed your fangs at the end there.
ん
Huh?
まあな。
Well, I guess.
俺は追い詰めら
I'm
れ
the
て
type of guy who's
強い男
strongest when
なん
he's
だ
cornered.
富田さんたちなんだかすっごく応援してましたけど。
Tomita-san and the others seem to be cheering you on real hard. What was that about?
富田と岡村に何か約束してま
You
し
made
た
some
です
sort of promise with Tomita and Okamura.
きっと内緒話なのですよ。
It's probably a secret.
内緒話
secret?
内緒話
A secret?
なんだろうねなんだろうね
I wonder what it was, I wonder.
男には時に
Ah, sometimes for a man, there are times where where we can only understand one another by fighting. Yeah. Desperately laughing, I frantically tried to avoid the subject. After that, everybody continued to praise each other at how they defeated their opponents and reflected on how fun today was.
見てごらんなさいま
Everybody, look!
せ夕日が綺麗でござい
The
ます
sunset is beautiful.
Satoko, getting even more excited, pointed. Waiting where her fingers indicated was an immense sunset, casting even longer shadows of us on our bikes. The cries of the Higurashi were gentle and very comforting. This is a very nice image, I will admit. And there's the interlude. Feels like this one's gone on a while. There could be 2 episodes worth of content here. Because I did have to record this episode in 2 parts. So there might actually be a cut somewhere in this. I don't know. Gamer Masters! Sorry, I'm just reading my achievements I got in the corner. But anyway, yep, I believe as soon as now we're getting tips. We go back to the format in Chapter 1 where I start episodes by reading the tips and we just move on from there. So I'm just gonna make a save. I don't know how many chapters this chapter has, so I don't know. I think the other one had like 9 or 10. I don't actually know. Might have had 11. Can't remember. Anyway, all by the by. Thank you all for watching the first episode of Higurashi Chapter 2. I really should probably find a better way to differentiate this in Chapter 1. Or I should just say Higurashi, and then we'll just roll with it. I'll probably do that from the future. Anyway, if you guys liked the episode in any capacity, please give the video a like down below. Leave a comment on whatever you feel like at this point. And if you want to keep up to date with whenever I post other videos, be they of this or a Mori, and I might have some stream VODs I need to post. It's Monster Hunter all the way down. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with whenever I post anything else, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. In theory, if you do that, YouTube sends you notifications as to when I post videos, but I think I have to press the bell button as well, so it just made life harder on everyone. Thanks, YouTube. Anyway, all by the by. Thank you all for watching. I've been Nix, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Laters!